and welcome to tonight's Space Sleep Story. If you appreciate what we do here, please like or subscribe for future, relaxing nighttime space journeys. Tonight we embark on a journey beneath Earth's most spectacular atmospheric phenomenon, the aurora borealis and aurora australis, dancing curtains of colored light that shimmer across polar skies when solar wind collides with our planet's protective magnetic shield. So settle into your most comfortable position, close your eyes, and prepare to witness how charged particles from the sun, traveling 150 million kilometers across space, create luminous displays visible from dark northern and southern latitudes. Before we begin, let us prepare your body and mind with gentle breathing. Take a slow, deep breath with me now. Inhale gently for 4 counts. Hold the peace. Exhale for 6. Feel your body releasing into stillness. With each breath, you become more relaxed, more peaceful, more ready to explore the cosmic connection between Sun and Earth. Let all tension flow away. Your only task tonight is to rest, to learn gently, and to find peace beneath the dancing lights. Another gentle breath as we continue our preparation. This time, notice how your chest rises and falls, how air flows naturally through your body, how your heartbeat maintains its steady rhythm. Let my voice be your guide. Hold this peaceful moment. Feel the stress of the day leaving your body with every exhale. With each breath, you release a little more into relaxation, settling deeper into comfort, preparing to witness one of nature's most beautiful phenomena. Perfect. Now we begin. Imagine you are standing in darkness in a northern latitude location, perhaps northern Norway, Alaska, or Canada, on a clear, cold night, far from artificial light. No moon tonight, allowing maximum darkness. Stars are brilliant overhead, more than you have ever seen. Your breath is visible in the cold air. Snow-covered landscape reflects faint starlight. You are waiting, watching the northern horizon, because space weather forecasters predicted strong geomagnetic activity tonight. A solar coronal mass ejection departed the sun 3 days ago, traveled 150 million kilometers, and should be arriving now. A faint greenish glow appears low on the northern horizon. Not clouds, too uniform, too luminous. It is beginning. The glow brightens, arcing east to west. This is the auroral oval, a ring of light centered on Earth's magnetic North Pole, approximately 2,000 kilometers from where you stand. As activity intensifies, the aurora moves equatorward, toward you, expanding its reach. The air feels electric with anticipation. You are about to witness solar wind made visible, charged particles colliding with atmospheric oxygen, quantum mechanics creating colors. And it is beautiful beyond words. The green glow intensifies. Vertical rays shoot upward from the horizon. These are field-aligned structures, solar wind electrons spiraling along Earth's magnetic field lines. The arc begins undulating, waving like a curtain in a breeze. This is Alfvén wave motion, electromagnetic oscillations in magnetized plasma. The aurora is physics made visible. Charged particles, magnetic fields, atmospheric chemistry, quantum mechanics, all converging in luminous display. Humans have watched this phenomenon for thousands of years. Ancient Chinese records from around 2600 BCE may reference them. Aristotle described blood-red colors in 349 BCE. You are part of continuous tradition. In 1621, French astronomer Pierre Gassendi coined the term aurora borealis after observing a display in southern France. He named it for Aurora, Roman goddess of dawn, and Boreas, Greek god of north wind. In 1716, Edmund Halley proposed a connection between auroras and Earth's magnetic field, suggesting magnetic effluvia caused luminosity, but the mechanism remained mysterious until the 20th century. Norwegian scientist Kristian Birkeland endured -40°C Arctic winters to observe auroras in 1899. He later wrote, "When they came, green curtains rippling overhead, I knew these were electrical currents in Earth's atmosphere." Science requires both suffering and patience. What you are seeing tonight originated 150 million kilometers away on the sun's surface 3 days ago. Let us trace that journey. The sun's corona, its outer atmosphere, extends millions of kilometers into space, heated to 1 to 2 million Kelvin, so hot that atoms move fast enough to escape the sun's gravity. This creates solar wind, a continuous stream of electrons and protons flowing outward at 400 to 500 kilometers per second. But during active periods, the sun releases coronal mass ejections, massive eruptions, ejecting 10 to 100 billion tons of material at up to 3,000 kilometers per second. That is what happened 3 days ago. And now it arrives. The coronal mass ejection, traveling at 750 kilometers per second, encounters Earth's magnetic field. The bow shock forms at 90,000 kilometers altitude. Solar wind suddenly slows from supersonic to subsonic, like a shock wave ahead of a supersonic aircraft. The magnetopause boundary at 60,000 kilometers separates Earth's magnetic field from solar wind. During tonight's strong storm, the magnetopause compresses inward to 40,000 kilometers, the sun's influence pushing closer to Earth. Then comes the critical moment: magnetic reconnection. Earth's magnetic field lines merge with the interplanetary magnetic field carried by the coronal mass ejection. This opens temporary gates, allowing solar wind particles to enter the magnetosphere. The door opens. Solar wind electrons, accelerated to 1,000 to 10,000 electron volts, plunge into the upper atmosphere at 100 to 500 kilometers altitude. They collide with atmospheric atoms, primarily oxygen and nitrogen. Each collision excites an electron to a higher energy state. When the electron falls back to ground state, it releases a photon with a wavelength corresponding to the specific energy difference. This is quantum mechanics in action. Oxygen atoms at 100 to 300 kilometers altitude emit 557.7 nanometer wavelength light. We perceive this as green. This creates the characteristic green curtains and arcs you see. Every green photon tells a story of collision and release. Above 300 kilometers altitude, atmospheric density is lower, collision energy different. Oxygen atoms excited to a different energy state emit 630 nanometer red light. This is rare because the excitation lifetime is 110 seconds, and at lower altitudes, collisions happen within that time, preventing emission. But tonight, during this intense display, you see faint red upper edges above the green curtains. Below 200 kilometers, nitrogen molecules create blue-violet emissions at 427.8 nanometers. Blue lower borders appear. Most auroras show primarily green, with blue lower border and occasional red upper edge. Each color reveals altitude, atmospheric composition, collision energy. The aurora brightness tonight reaches 200 kilorayleigh, bright enough to cast shadows, illuminate the snow-covered landscape, easily photograph without long exposure. Faint auroras measure 1 to 10 kilorayleigh, barely visible. Moderate auroras measure 10 to 100. Intense displays like tonight reach 100 to 1,000 or more. The auroral oval is centered on the magnetic North Pole, offset 11 degrees from the geographic pole. During quiet conditions, the oval sits at 65 to 70 degrees magnetic latitude. Tonight's storm has expanded it to 50 to 55 degrees, which is why you see it from this relatively southern location. Right now, observers across northern Alaska, Canada, Scandinavia, and Russia all watch the same phenomenon from different longitudes. In the southern hemisphere, aurora australis occurs simultaneously. Earth's magnetic field is roughly symmetric, so northern and southern auroras are conjugate, mirror images of each other. Satellite images show near-identical patterns in both hemispheres. But the southern auroral oval passes mostly over ocean and Antarctica, far fewer viewing opportunities than the northern hemisphere. In 1958, James Van Allen discovered radiation belts of trapped particles surrounding Earth, after Explorer 1 satellite data revealed intense radiation zones. He reflected, the Geiger counter went silent at high altitude, not because there was no radiation, but because there was too much. These belts feed the auroras. Space is not empty void. It is structured by magnetic fields and filled with energetic particles. Norwegian mathematician Carl Sturmer photographed 40,000 auroras over 40 years, using triangulation photography from multiple stations. He measured auroras occurring 100 to 400 kilometers altitude. After photographing them for 40 years, he wrote, "I never grew tired." The mathematics of their heights and forms reveals Earth's invisible magnetic architecture, made briefly visible. Each aurora is unique. No two displays ever identical. Solar wind constantly changes. Earth's magnetic field responds differently each time. The aurora you witness tonight will never be repeated exactly. This moment is singular, precious, fleeting. The Sun follows an 11-year activity cycle from minimum, with few sunspots and weak auroras, to maximum, with numerous sunspots and frequent strong auroras. We are currently in solar cycle 25, approaching maximum in 2024 to 2026. This means aurora activity is increasing globally. Mid-latitude locations that rarely see auroras, at 45 to 50 degrees latitude, may experience them during intense storms over the next few years. The most powerful geomagnetic storm in recorded history occurred in September 1859, the Carrington event. Auroras were visible as far south as the Caribbean and Hawaii. Telegraph systems failed worldwide. If it occurred today, estimated $2 trillion in damage to electrical infrastructure and satellites would result. During the Carrington event, people in the Rocky Mountains woke at 1 a.m., thinking it was dawn because auroras were so bright. Gold miners in California got up and started making breakfast. The entire sky glowed brilliant red. Tonight's display, though beautiful, is moderate by comparison. Auroras are measured by the KP index, a 0 to 9 scale. KP 0 to 2 means quiet conditions with auroras confined to polar regions. Tonight is KP 7, a strong storm, expanding the oval to your latitude. KP 9 storms push auroras to 40 to 45 degrees latitude, rarely lower. The stronger the storm, the farther south the lights reach. The aurora continues dancing overhead, curtains waving, rays pulsing, colors shifting subtly. This is a continuous process, happening right now. Solar wind impacting the magnetosphere, particles accelerating earthward, colliding with atmosphere, emitting photons. Every second, billions of collisions occur. Every collision produces one photon. Multiply billions by the seconds in hours. An incomprehensible number of quantum events creating continuous glow. Yet it looks peaceful, gentle motion, silent beauty, dangerous physics creating harmless beauty. Nature's contradiction. British physicist Sidney Chapman developed magnetospheric theory in the 1930s. He wrote, "The aurora tells us Earth is not isolated. We are embedded in solar atmosphere extending past our orbit. Every magnetic storm, every aurora, is the sun reaching out to touch Earth. We live inside the sun's domain, not outside it." In 2007, the THEMIS mission launched 5 satellites to solve the substorm mystery. On February 26, 2008, all 5 were perfectly positioned when a substorm occurred. They saw magnetic reconnection happen 60,000 kilometers behind Earth, watched energy release, tracked particles flowing toward atmosphere. After 50 years of debate, proof arrived. The aurora shows field-aligned structures, electrons spiraling along magnetic field lines. The curtains wave because of Alfvén wave motion, electromagnetic oscillations in magnetized plasma. When you see corona aurora, green rays converging directly overhead like a cathedral ceiling, you are standing within the auroral oval. Norwegian aurora photographer Ole C. Salomonsen filmed auroras for 15 years from Arctic Norway. He said, "People ask if it gets repetitive. Never. Last week I filmed corona aurora and nearly dropped my camera in awe. Familiarity does not diminish wonder, it deepens it." Earth is not the only planet with auroras. Any world with a magnetic field and atmosphere can have them. Jupiter has the most powerful planetary auroras in the solar system. Jupiter's magnetic field is 20,000 times Earth's. Rotation period only 10 hours. This rapid rotation plus strong field drives continuous aurora activity at both poles, with power output 100 times Earth's total aurora. NASA's Juno spacecraft images show permanent ultraviolet auroral ovals. Unlike Earth's intermittent displays driven by variable solar wind, Jupiter's auroras never stop. Perpetual light shows on a distant giant world. Saturn's moon Enceladus ejects water vapor plumes, creating plasma that contributes to auroral activity. Cassini spacecraft captured beautiful ultraviolet and infrared auroral images at Saturn's poles. Auroral curtains remarkably similar to Earth's, despite Saturn being 10 times farther from the Sun. Mars has no global magnetic field. It dissipated billions of years ago when the core cooled. But Mars has crustal magnetic anomalies, remnant magnetism in ancient rocks concentrated in the southern hemisphere. MAVEN spacecraft discovered localized ultraviolet auroral spots above these magnetic umbrellas in 2015. Not ovals like Earth, but patchy glows. Each planet tells its own magnetic story. Uranus and Neptune have auroras even at enormous distances, 19.8 and 30 astronomical units from the Sun. Both planets have tilted offset magnetic fields, 59 and 47 degrees from their rotation axes. This creates asymmetric auroral patterns. That auroras occur this far from the Sun, where solar wind is weak, demonstrates how universal this phenomenon is. Anywhere magnetic field meets atmosphere and charged particles, auroras appear. Astronomers predict hot Jupiters, massive planets orbiting close to their stars, may have spectacular continuous auroras powered by intense stellar wind. The universe may be filled with auroral displays we will never see. Light shows across the cosmos. The aurora you are watching tonight is the same phenomenon observed by ancient Chinese 4,600 years ago, by Aristotle 2,350 years ago, by medieval Europeans who saw blood-red skies as portents, by indigenous peoples who developed rich traditions around them. Sami people of northern Scandinavia called them Guavsahas, the lights. Traditional respect for the power of aurora remains. Nature deserves reverence, whether you understand the mechanism or not. Cree people of northern Canada were taught by elders that auroras are spirits dancing. Modern school taught solar wind and oxygen emission. Both can be true. Aurora is natural physical process and reminder that we are connected to cosmos. Japanese photographer Yuichi Takasaka traveled to Iceland specifically to photograph auroras. On his first night, clear skies, strong storm, green band erupted into dancing curtains. He cried, not from cold but from beauty, and realizing he was seeing charged particles from the sun traveling 150 million kilometers. colliding with oxygen atoms exactly 150 kilometers above him. Science made it more emotional, not less. Understanding enhances wonder. Knowledge deepens appreciation. The more you know about the aurora, the more beautiful it becomes. Physics and poetry merge in green light. The aurora has existed as long as Earth has had magnetic field and atmosphere, perhaps 3 to 4 billion years. Every geomagnetic storm throughout geological history produced auroras. Dinosaurs may have watched them, though could not comprehend. Early mammals during the Cretaceous period saw them. Early primates, early humans, Neanderthals, Homo sapiens across 300,000 years. Everyone looking up at same physics, same beauty, and it will continue. The Sun has 5 billion years of main sequence life remaining. Long after human civilization ends, auroras will continue dancing in polar skies. The phenomenon does not require observers. It simply is. The magnetic field creating tonight's beautiful display is also our protection. Without it, solar wind would strip Earth's atmosphere away. Mars demonstrates what happens when planetary magnetic field fails. Earth's magnetosphere deflects most solar wind, allowing only small fraction through at polar regions. The aurora is visible evidence of this protection. Light show powered by cosmic rays that could otherwise damage life. We stand beneath a shield that has been protecting Earth's biosphere for billions of years, watching tiny fraction of solar particles that found their way through. Grateful that this fraction creates beauty rather than destruction. Modern science can forecast auroras. NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center monitors the sun continuously, detects coronal mass ejections, calculates arrival time at Earth, issues alerts. Satellite networks provide early warning. Ground-based magnetometers measure field disturbances. All sky camera networks photograph auroras across northern regions. Citizen scientists submit real-time reports through Aurorasaurus project. We live in an era where you can receive aurora alert on your phone, drive to a dark location, and witness space weather in real time. Science has not diminished wonder, it has made participation possible. Knowledge is democratized, the sky is accessible to all who look up. A participant in Montana received a space weather alert, went outside, saw faint glow, submitted a report to Aurorasaurus. Next day, scientists confirmed strong storm pushed auroral oval to their latitude, something statistically rare. A single observation contributed to research. Science is not just professionals. It is anyone paying attention. You can participate. Check space weather forecasts. Go outside during storms. Watch the sky. Report what you see. Antarctic researcher overwintering at South Pole Station wrote, colleague who has seen 50+ auroras stood outside for 3 hours just watching. Familiarity does not diminish wonder. It deepens it. Meditation through observation. Solar cycle 25 is approaching maximum in 2024 to 2026. The next few years will bring frequent, strong auroras. If you are at 45 to 50 degrees latitude, you may experience multiple displays per year. This is your window. Watch space weather forecasts. Be ready to go outside during strong storms. Witness the phenomenon usually confined to polar regions. But even if you never see an aurora in person, you can understand it. You can appreciate the cosmic connection between sun and earth. You can know that right now, solar wind flows continuously. Magnetic fields shape its path. Auroras form when conditions align. Patient, reliable, waiting for you to look up. The aurora begins to fade. Activity declining as Earth rotates out of optimal magnetic local time. Curtains becoming arcs. Arcs becoming glow. Glow receding toward northern horizon. In an hour or two it might disappear entirely, leaving only stars and darkness. But you have witnessed it. Seen solar wind made visible. Watched quantum mechanics create colors. Understood connection between sun 150 million kilometers away and oxygen atoms 150 kilometers overhead. Carl Stormer wrote, "After photographing them for 40 years, I never grew tired. The mathematics of their heights and forms reveals Earth's invisible magnetic architecture made briefly visible. Beauty and physics intertwined." Your breath continues its rhythm. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. The aurora fades, but the process continues. Solar wind still flows. Magnetosphere still deflects. Particles still collide. Photons still emit, just at lower intensity now. The auroral oval contracts toward the pole. The storm subsides. Space weather enters quiet phase. Tomorrow night might bring another display, or quiet skies with just stars. Either way, the connection persists. Sun always releasing plasma. Earth always protected by magnetic shield. Auroras always forming when conditions align. Continuous cosmic dance. The stars shine brightly now. Aurora reduced to faint glow. You stand in the cold darkness, breath visible, snow reflecting starlight. You understand now how solar corona ejects plasma, how coronal mass ejections travel through space, how Earth's magnetosphere responds, how magnetic reconnection opens gates, how particles accelerate toward poles, how atmospheric collisions create light. Each color tells altitude. Green from oxygen at 100 to 300 kilometers, red above 300, blue below 200. Quantum mechanics painting the sky. The aurora you witness tonight is the same phenomenon humans have watched for thousands of years. Will watch for millions more. You are part of continuous experience. Looking up, wondering, understanding slightly more than predecessors, passing knowledge to successors. Ancient observers saw spirits dancing. Medieval Europeans saw portents. Modern scientists see plasma physics. All are valid perspectives. All enrich understanding. Kristian Birkeland endured Arctic winters. Carl Stormer photographed for 40 years. James Van Allen discovered radiation belts. THEMIS satellites solved substorm mystery. Each generation adds understanding. Each discovery reveals new questions. Science never finishes. Knowledge always expands. Jupiter's permanent auroras never stop. Saturn's icy moons feed plasma into auroral systems. Mars has patchy glows above ancient magnetic rocks. Uranus and Neptune with tilted, asymmetric displays. Earth is one world among many with auroras. Our phenomenon is beautiful, but not unique. The universe repeats patterns. Magnetic fields plus atmospheres plus charged particles equals light. The temperature tonight is far below freezing. Your body maintains warmth. The cold air feels clean, pure, sharp. Each breath crystallizes. Above you, 100 kilometers up, electrons collide with oxygen. Energy transfers. Electrons excite. Photons emit. Light travels downward, reaches your eye. Solar cycle 25 brings opportunity. More frequent auroras. Lower latitude visibility. Accessible displays. If you live at mid-latitudes, watch forecasts. When KP index reaches 5 or higher, go outside. Look toward nearest pole. Wait in darkness. Let eyes adjust. Earth's magnetic field strength measures 25,000 to 65,000 nanoteslas at surface, strongest at poles, weakest at equator. This field extends 60,000 kilometers sunward, stretches into magnetotail 600,000 kilometers on night side. Enormous invisible structure protecting, deflecting, shaping solar wind flow. The auroral oval is ring-shaped, continuous around entire magnetic pole. Right now, observers across Alaska, Canada, Scandinavia, Russia, all watching. Same phenomenon, different longitudes, each seeing their portion of ring. Southern hemisphere has mirror aurora, Aurora australis over Antarctica and Southern Ocean. Conjugate pattern, simultaneous display. Brightness measured in kilorays. Tonight reached 200. Bright enough for shadows. Bright enough to read. Faint displays measure 1 to 10, barely visible against dark sky. Moderate displays 10 to 100, intense displays 100 to 1,000 or more. Medieval Europeans saw brilliant red auroras as supernatural omens. Blood-red sky over Europe on January 25, 1101, recorded in Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. Aurora of September 1186, described across Europe as fire in the sky. Cultural interpretation before scientific framework emerged. Norwegian scientist Elias Loomis compiled global aurora observations in 1860. Created first auroral zone map, showed auroras concentrate in oval ring around magnetic pole rather than at pole itself. Calculated zone centered at 67 degrees magnetic latitude. Foundational work establishing geographic distribution patterns. Satellites in the 1970s and 80s captured first ultraviolet images of complete auroral oval from space. Showed simultaneous north-south conjugate auroras, mirror images in both hemispheres, revealed global dynamics invisible from ground, demonstrated auroras as planet-scale phenomenon. Citizen science projects mobilize thousands of photographers and observers. Aurorasaurus project provides real-time aurora reports. Alberta Aurora Chasers social media community shares observations. Together, they document rare phenomena. Steve, strong thermal emission velocity enhancement, discovered by citizen scientists, later confirmed by professional researchers. The aurora fades further now, just faint green band on northern horizon. Stars dominate the sky, Milky Way visible as pale band. Cold air, dark landscape, peaceful silence. You have learned, you have witnessed, you have understood. Tomorrow night, you can check space weather forecast. Visit NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. Check KP index. If elevated, go outside. Look toward pole. Wait. Watch. Maybe you will see aurora. Maybe just stars. Either way, you participated. Your breath slows. Inhale. Exhale. Rhythm continuing. Heart beating steadily. Body relaxed. Mind peaceful. Aurora taught you. Sun connects to Earth. Charged particles travel through space. Magnetic fields guide flow. Atmospheric atoms respond. Light emerges. Solar wind always flows. 400 to 750 kilometers per second. Protons and electrons streaming from corona. Earth's magnetic field always deflects. Bow shock forms. Magnetopause compresses. Most particles diverted around planet. Scientists continue studying auroras, measuring magnetic field variations, tracking particle flows, modeling magnetosphere dynamics. Each storm reveals new details. Each aurora adds data. Understanding deepens incrementally. Questions remain. Mystery persists alongside understanding. The aurora you witnessed tonight will never repeat exactly. Unique configuration, specific solar wind parameters, particular magnetosphere response, singular moment in 4 billion year history, and you saw it. You were there. You witnessed. You understood. Indigenous peoples watched auroras for thousands of years, developed traditions, told stories, passed knowledge. European scientists developed theories, conducted experiments, made measurements, built understanding. Both approaches honor phenomenon. Both seek meaning. Both acknowledge beauty. Year solar cycle continues, current cycle approaching maximum. Future cycles will follow. Sun breathes in and out. Activity rises and falls. Auroras frequent, then rare, then frequent again. Pattern repeating for billions of years, will repeat for billions more. The magnetosphere protects, deflects harmful radiation, allows only small fraction through. That fraction creates beauty. Shield and light show combined. Protection and spectacle. Function and aesthetics. Nature often combines practical and beautiful. Planets across the universe likely have auroras. Wherever magnetic field meets atmosphere meets charged particles, hot Jupiters orbiting close to stars, exoplanets in distant systems, worlds we will never visit, worlds we will never see, but physics suggests they glow, auroras painting alien skies. Your eyes grow heavy, body fully relaxed, mind peaceful and calm. Aurora faded completely now, just stars and darkness remaining. Cold night, silent landscape. You understand what you witnessed. Charged particles from sun, traveling 150 million kilometers, creating colors: green, red, blue. Solar wind continues flowing. Magnetosphere continues deflecting. Auroras continue forming when conditions align. Patient process, reliable pattern, cosmic connection. Tomorrow night might bring another display, or quiet skies. Either way, the connection persists. Sun to earth, star to planet, energy to matter, light to eye. Scientists will continue studying. Photographers will continue capturing. Observers will continue watching. You can join them. Check forecasts. Go outside. Look up. Earth rotates beneath protective magnetic shield. Solar wind flows past. Particles occasionally enter. Aurora occasionally appears. Oxygen atoms 150 kilometers overhead. Still there, still responding to solar wind, still capable of emitting green light. Your breath continues, slow and steady, in, out. Carl Stormer said the mathematics reveals invisible architecture, made briefly visible, then hidden again, but always present. Kristian Birkeland endured Arctic cold to witness what you witnessed tonight. Green curtains rippling, science and beauty combined. James Van Allen discovered belts of trapped particles, feeding the auroras. Space not empty, structured by fields, filled with energy. THEMIS satellite solved mystery. Magnetic reconnection. 60,000 kilometers away. Triggering aurora. Connection proven. Indigenous observers saw spirits. Scientists see plasma. Both true, both valid, both honor mystery. Japanese photographer cried, "Science made it more emotional, not less. Understanding deepens wonder." Antarctic researcher stood for 3 hours. 50 auroras seen. Familiarity deepening wonder, not diminishing. Montana observer submitted report. Single observation contributing. Science democratized. Anyone can participate. Jupiter's auroras never stop. Saturn's fed by icy moons. Mars has patchy glows. Earth has curtains tonight. Universal phenomenon. Local expression. Same physics. Different worlds. Solar cycle 25 continues. More auroras coming. Watch for them. Look up. The magnetosphere keeps watch, protecting Earth, creating beauty, deflecting danger. Aurora continues its cosmic dance, even as you rest. Process persisting, independent of observers. Aurora You are safe beneath Earth's shield, peaceful under polar lights, protected, calm. Solar wind travels. Magnetic fields shape flow. Atoms respond. Light emerges. This is enough. Understanding complete. Wonder experienced. Rest now. Tomorrow brings new opportunities. Tonight brings rest. Deep, peaceful, complete. The aurora you witnessed traveled far, 150 million kilometers, to illuminate this moment of rest. For now, sleep. The aurora continues. The cosmos continues. You rest. Good night beneath dancing lights. Sleep well. Dream peacefully. Particles from sun colliding with oxygen, creating green light, beauty from physics. magnetosphere deflects. Aurora reveals. Protection made visible. Shield creates spectacle. Earth and Sun connected. Magnetic fields linking. Plasma flowing. Light appearing. Billions of years. Aurora dancing will continue dancing. Timeless process. You witnessed tonight. Solar wind visible. Quantum mechanics glowing. Understanding achieved. Stars above. Aurora faded. Darkness peaceful. Rest arriving. Cosmic connection maintained. Sun always shining. Earth always protected. Process continuing. Science and beauty, knowledge and wonder, both together, both enhancing. Breathing slowly, heart steady, body relaxed, mind calm. Tomorrow more learning, tonight more resting, balance maintained, rhythm continuing. Observers through ages, all watched auroras, you among them, tradition honored. Solar maximum approaching, more displays coming, more opportunities, more beauty. KP Index, space weather, forecast available, participation possible. Northern lights, southern lights, Earth's lights, cosmic lights. Green from oxygen, red from altitude, blue from nitrogen, colors explained. drifting peacefully, floating gently, resting completely, sleeping soundly. Safe beneath shield, protected by magnetosphere, sheltered by field. Stars surround, darkness embraces, peace descends. Sleep deepens, rest completes, dreams begin. Aurora faded, memory remains, knowledge stays. Infinite calm, complete peace, total rest. cosmos continues. You rest. All well. Good night. Sleep now. Rest. Peaceful sleep. Deep rest. Aurora dancing. You sleeping. Safe, calm, sleep. Rest now. Dream. sleep. Floating, drifting, lift. Sleep, rest. Number 2007. Peaceful, calm. Sleep now.